All right, so get this. You've been on this quest for like a more balanced life, right?
Uh,
And it looks like you struck gold with all this advice from Mind Body Green.
yeah.
15 tips.
Wow.
15 tips for a more balanced life. So we're going deep on those today. We're going to unpack these gems and see what really like speaks to you, you
I
know?
love that. Unpacking gems.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a great way to put it. And I think what's so cool about this list is that it's not just like surface level self-care stuff.
Right.
It's like a blueprint for holistic well-being, mind, body, the whole shebang.
The whole 9 yards, yep. And, I'm all about those actionable steps. So let's just jump right in. We got to start with the classics, right? Exercise and sleep.
Yeah, the foundations.
We all know they're good for us. But let's talk about why. Like, what's actually happening in our brains and bodies?
Okay, so with exercise, it's not just about looking good, right?
Right, yeah.
It's about the incredible things that happen on the inside. So when you exercise, your body releases these things called endorphins.
Okay, yeah.
And those are natural painkillers. They boost your mood. It's like a natural high.
Love that.
Also, you increase blood flow to the brain.
Oh, interesting.
So that means better focus, better memory.
Really?
Yeah, you just function better overall.
That explains why I feel so much more clear after a workout. I can actually think straight.
Exactly. It's like you've cleared the cobwebs.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so sleep. We all need it.
Yes.
But again, why is it so important? It's more than just feeling rested, right?
Way more. Sleep is when your body goes into repair mode.
Okay.
It's restoring energy, repairing those tissues, and even consolidating memories.
So it's like hitting the reset button.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And when you get enough quality sleep, it strengthens your immune system.
That makes sense.
It balances your hormones, even impacts how you handle stress.
Oh, wow. I've definitely noticed when I'm sleep deprived, like everything just bugs me. My fuse is so much shorter.
Yeah, it's totally normal.
Really?
Yeah, when you're sleep deprived, it's harder to regulate your emotions. So you're more easily stressed, more irritable. It's a good reminder that we really got to prioritize sleep, just like we prioritize everything else.
I'm definitely guilty of not doing that. Okay, so the next tip is one I've been trying lately, and I gotta admit, I was kind of skeptical at first. They suggest smiling more.
Smiling.
Yeah, smiling more.
It sounds so simple.
It does.
But there's actually a lot of research behind it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What have they found?
Smiling can actually boost your mood,
Even if you don't feel like it.
even if you don't feel like it. It's like fake it till you make it.
Interesting. So I've been trying to smile more throughout the day, even when I'm not really feeling it. And I have to say, I think it's helping. Like, maybe I'm just imagining it, but I feel a little lighter.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this feedback loop.
Okay.
When you smile, you're sending these signals to your brain that you're happy. And then your brain's like, oh, we're happy. Let's release some feel-good chemicals.
So your body's like tricking itself into happiness.
Kind of, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like a life hack.
Love it.
Just smile more.
Okay, so on to another tip that initially I thought was a little woo-woo, but then I read the research and I was like, okay, maybe there's something to this. Keeping a gratitude journal.
Gratitude.
Yeah, gratitude. What do you think about that?
I'm a big believer in gratitude.
You are.
Yeah. It's not just about, feeling good in the moment. It's about actively shifting your perspective.
Oh, interesting. So it changes how you see things.
It does, yeah. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude can actually rewire your brain.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So it strengthens those neural pathways that are associated with happiness and resilience.
So you're literally building a more positive brain.
Exactly. You're building a mental muscle for positivity.
Wow. I love that. So I've been keeping a gratitude journal for a while now, and I have noticed that it does help me reframe things, especially on those tough days,
Yeah.
Instead of focusing on everything that's wrong, I try to think about what I'm grateful for, even small things.
Right.
And it kind of shifts my mood.
That makes sense. You're training your brain to look for the positive.
Okay, this next tip is one I'm still wrapping my head around, honestly. Grounding.
Ground, yeah.
Yeah, grounding. Have you heard of that?
I have, yeah.
So it's about literally planting your bare feet on the earth.
That.
Sounds a little out there, but I'm curious to hear the science behind it.
So grounding, or earthing, as it's sometimes called, is based on this idea that direct contact with the Earth's surface can, balance our bodies.
Oh, how?
The Earth has a natural negative charge, right?
Uh-huh.
And when we walk barefoot on the ground, we're absorbing those electrons.
Electrons, okay.
And those electrons act as antioxidants.
Whoa. So it's like we're plugging into the Earth's energy?
You could say that.
I love that. And are there like actual benefits to this?
There's growing research that suggests grounding can reduce inflammation,
Okay.
can improve sleep,
Interesting.
even alleviate pain.
Wow. How does that work?
The thought is that it neutralizes free radicals.
Free radicals, right. Those are the unstable molecules that can damage cells, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this might sound crazy, but I've actually been trying this in my backyard.
Really?
Yeah, just a few minutes each day, standing barefoot on the grass, feeling that coolness of the earth.
How does it feel?
You know what? It actually feels really calming. It's very centering.
I can see that. It's like you're reconnecting with something bigger than yourself.
Yeah, totally. Okay, let's move on to a couple of tips that focus on our environment, which I think is so important. They suggest investing in water filters and shower filters.
Oh, interesting.
Now, I've always tried to drink filtered water, but I hadn't really thought about the shower. Is that a thing?
It's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
We think about what we eat and drink,
Right.
but we forget that our skin absorbs what it comes into contact with, too.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So if you're showering in unfiltered water, you're exposed to chlorine, heavy metals.
All that stuff.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff that can irritate your skin, dry out your hair, even mess with your hormones.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
I did not realize that. So it's not just what we put in our bodies, it's what our bodies are exposed to on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So you think about all those little choices, right?
Yeah, definitely. And, everyone's water quality is different.
Right.
So it's a good idea to check out your local water report.
Okay, how do you do that?
The Environmental Working Group has a great database.
Oh, okay.
You can just look up your area and see what's in your water.
That's really helpful.
They can also recommend filters.
Okay, that's good to know. I'll check that out. All right, here's another tip that I'm all about. Eating organic whenever possible.
Eating organic.
It just feels like the right thing to do, you know?
Definitely. And it's a great way to reduce your exposure to pesticides.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're supporting sustainable farming practices.
So it's a win-win.
Totally.
I've also heard about that Dirty Dozen list.
Oh, yeah, the Dirty Dozen.
It's basically a guide to which fruits and veggies have the most pesticides, right?
Yep, that's it.
So helpful.
And there's a Clean 15 list, too.
What's that?
Those are the ones with the lowest pesticide residues.
So you can kind of pick and choose based on that.
Exactly.
Love that. Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about something that connects the mind and body, yoga and meditation.
Yoga and meditation
Yeah, go hand in hand, right?
and definitely complement each other.
Yeah.
Yoga is all about movement, breath work,
Right.
mindfulness.
Right.
It's a great way to cultivate both physical and mental well-being.
Totally. And meditation, I feel like it's like a workout for your mind,
It is.
like lifting weights, but for your brain.
Yeah. You got it. It's all about training your attention, being present in the moment, and learning to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment.
It's so hard to do, though.
It takes practice, but it's so worth it.
I can definitely see how these two practices would work together, you know?
Yeah.
Like one's about aligning your body, the other one's about finding that stillness.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance between movement and stillness, action and contemplation.
Yeah.
It's amazing, though, right? Like, these ancient practices are so relevant in our modern world.
They really are. Like, we need those tools more than ever to deal with all the chaos.
Exactly.
Okay, so for someone who's totally new to yoga and meditation, where do they even begin? Like, walking into a yoga studio can be intimidating, and trying to meditate for the first time, forget about it.
I know, right? It can feel like, where do I even start?
Yeah.
So for yoga, I always recommend finding a beginner-friendly class
Okay, that makes sense.
and a teacher who, really resonates with you.
Yeah, you got to vibe with them.
Exactly. And remember, yoga is a journey. It's not about being perfect. It's about, honoring where your body is at.
Meeting yourself where you're at, yeah.
Exactly.
What about meditation?
Meditation, I would say start small.
Okay.
Even just a few minutes a day can make a difference.
Really?
Yeah. And there are tons of apps out there.
Oh, that's true.
Guided meditations. Just find something that feels good for you.
Okay, so don't overthink it. Just start.
Exactly.
Okay, this next tip is one I think a lot of us need to hear. Spending more time with loved ones.
So that's a good one.
It's so easy to get caught up in our busy lives and forget to nurture those relationships.
I know.
But it's so important.
It's essential.
Yeah.
Human connection, it's fundamental to our well-being.
Yeah. And it's not just about feeling good. There are actual health benefits, right?
Oh, tons.
Really?
Studies show that people with strong social connections live longer, They're less likely to have mental health issues, and they're generally happier.
Wow. It's like a reminder that those simple moments, like having dinner together
Yeah.
or just laughing with your friends,
Mhm.
like those aren't just fun. They're actually crucial for our health and happiness.
They are. It's about feeling that sense of belonging, that support.
Love and support.
Yeah. It's so important.
Okay, here's a tip that I think resonates with a lot of people, but it can also be a bit tricky. Living your passion.
Leaving your passion.
Yeah, like finding that thing that lights you up and makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning.
Right. Sounds amazing.
It does, but I think a lot of people struggle with even figuring out what their passion is.
Oh, yeah. And then how do you actually make it a reality?
Exactly. It can feel overwhelming.
It can. I think the first step is to really reflect on what brings you joy.
What makes you feel alive?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it takes a little digging.
Yeah, it's like uncovering this hidden gem within yourself.
It is.
Do you have any tips on how to start that process of self-discovery?
Visualization can be really powerful.
Visualization, okay.
Yeah. Just close your eyes and imagine yourself living a life that feels completely aligned with your values.
Like dream big.
Dream big, yeah. What does your day look like?
Who are you with?
Exactly. By getting really clear on that vision,
Yeah.
you can start to tap into those desires that you might not even realize you have.
I love that. Okay, the last tip on this list is one that I am fully on board with, getting outdoors more.
Nature?
They talk about going for hikes, being in nature.
Ah, there's nothing like it.
It's the best. Like whenever I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed, I just go for a walk in the park,
Mm-hmm.
Or even just sit on my porch and listen to the birds.
Yeah.
It instantly calms me down.
It's like a reset for your nervous system.
It is. And I think there's something to be said for that sense of awe and wonder that you experience in nature,
Fully.
like looking up at the stars or watching a sunset. Just those moments where you're like, wow, this is incredible.
It puts things in perspective, right?
Yeah.
Remind you that you're part of something so much bigger than yourself.
Exactly.
It's interesting, isn't it?
It's sad.
Like these tips, they're not just a random list.
Right.
They're all connected.
Yeah, it's like they all fit together.
Yeah, they work together to create this bigger picture of well-being.
I see that.
Like, remember we talked about exercise and sleep.
Uh-huh.
Those are the foundation,
Yeah.
right? But they also impact our mental and emotional state, which then makes it easier to, be grateful, to connect with people, to have the energy to pursue those passions.
Yeah, totally. It's like one positive choice leads to another.
A ripple effect.
I love that. Okay, one of the last tips here is about eating plenty of greens.
Greens, yes.
Dark, leafy greens. They're packed with nutrients.
They are. Vitamins, minerals, antioxidants.
It's like nature's multivitamin.
Right.
I've heard that a green smoothie in the morning is a good way to get a boost of those.
Oh, yeah. Green smoothies are great.
Do you ever make those?
I do, sometimes.
They're pretty good. I mean, some of them are better than others, but...
Yeah, it depends on what you put in them.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to get the recipe right. But even just adding some spinach to your eggs in the morning.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Or a salad at lunch. There are so many ways to get those greens in.
Lots of options. Okay, so we've covered so much today, like so many great tips for a more balanced, fulfilling life. What really stood out to you from all of this?
You know what I keep coming back to is this idea of empowerment.
Empowerment, okay.
Yeah, like we have the power to shape our own well-being.
I love that. And it's not about being perfect all the time, right?
No, not at all. It's about making those conscious choices.
Yeah.
Day by day to nourish ourselves.
Yeah, mind, body, and soul.
Exactly.
And it doesn't have to be overwhelming. Like even small changes can make a big difference.
Totally agree. Small steps, consistency. That's the key.
So for everyone listening, here's something to think about. What one thing are you going to try today? From this whole list, what's going to be your first step? Is it smiling more? Is it starting a gratitude journal? Or maybe just getting outside for a few minutes? Whatever it is, take that first step and see where it leads you.
It's a journey, and it starts with that first step. Enjoy it.